So I'm just lining my mold here, and all I do is I just cut out the wax paper, and then I just use like a little bit of tape to tape the paper down just lightly to protect my mold, so that when I spray the glitter, it doesn't pretty much ruin my mold, the wood on the sides of it. All right, so my oils are at 87, 86, and my lye water solution is at let's see, it seems like 94. I've had the lye water solution cooling for what feels like so long. I think I'm gonna start like batching these because this is like taking forever when I make these, unless I use pure ice. Yeah, so my lye water is 94.9. I'm gonna add the sodium lactate to the lye water solution right now, though. I usually just wait until it cools down to add that. I hope you're actually able to see something here. Let me just check. Oh yeah, you can barely see what I'm even doing. But we're just stirring the sodium lactate into the lye water solution here. I'm gonna have to get better at filming this. Like when I first started filming my candle videos, I feel like I could focus more on filming because I made so many candles before I filmed my first video that I felt very seasoned doing it, but with soap making, like, oh shit. Okay, 87 on the oils and 95 on the lye water solution. I like them to be closer in temperature. So I'm gonna put these oils on a Bunsen burner, just a little bit here on a very low setting. So I've got my additives up here. So we're gonna be using, the plan is to use colloidal oats. So I wanna use a tablespoon of this. I wanna give it like a natural kind of beige color. And then I'm gonna just use a little bit of TD because the fragrance is supposed to discolor to like yellow, and I don't want yellow. I want this is gonna be like a solstice soap. So I want it to be very, just kind of clean and like a beige, like a cozy kind of cashmere almost. And then I want to use just a little bit of this walnut shell powder, maybe like a teaspoon of this. So inside of these, by the way, I get these at Walmart. I'll try to put a link. They're really inexpensive, but you get like 3 sizes. And this is what I store all my additives in. And I just put like a tablespoon scoop, and I get these on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description. But yeah, so the plan is to use a teaspoon of this, maybe a little more than a teaspoon, a tablespoon of colloidal oats, and then the TD. And I'm not going to do multiple colors in this because my fragrance that I'm working with, let me show you all. So the mahogany shea, I just put the notes on here that it has a slight acceleration, and it also discolors to light yellow. Candle Science has on a lot of their fragrances the notes, which is really useful. And so yeah, so that's kind of the scoop on that one. And then I am going to check on the temperature of these oils here. I think they're 91, so try not to forget about that. So then what I really want to do for this one is for the top, I want to make a spray. So I want to mix, I only have these sample sizes. I've never bought a full mica container beyond like these little 1 ounce bottles. Most of you who are soapers are going to be like, oh my God, that's ridiculous. But like I said, I don't make that much soap. Well, I'm actually getting back into it, but I haven't had a history of making too much soap. So I want to mix these 3 colors in a, like with some rubbing alcohol. And that's how I like make these mists. These sprayers actually sometimes get clogged though. So I wouldn't recommend if you have those specific bottles from premium vials, but I'm gonna have to use one because I don't have anything else. You need like a fine mist. And I learned this from Tree Marie, but you mix the mica powders with the rubbing alcohol. Like I use 99% isopropyl alcohol, and you will be able to, we're at 92. You will be able to get a really, really, really nice consistency, as long as your mister is really good, which mine are not, but for your top of your soap. So I'm just gonna make the top, I want like a light blue with like a tan color, creamy oat, colloidal oatmeal, walnut shell powder, and then I'm gonna be adding in some goat's milk as well. So I did a 20% water discount, and I am going to be adding this in at like a light trace. So this is 91 grams of goat's milk. So I did a 20% water discount, which basically means that I used, instead of 362 grams of my water, instead of 453 grams, I used 362 grams. So anyways, I am gonna be doing this, and I'm super excited. Oh, I also wanted to show you all. So these are, I want to put these on top. I just got these at the grocery store, but they're just like some pretty sprinkles, and aren't these adorable? They're like snowflakes, and I just thought they'd be perfect for like a solstice renew type of a soap. So let me just check our temperature here. I like to be within 5 degrees, definitely within 10 degrees. So our oils are at 94, and then our lye water is also 93.9, so that's perfect. So what I'm gonna do, actually I should have done this earlier. What I wanna do before I add in the lye water, because I am working with a fragrance that is gonna accelerate, this is just what I like to do. I don't know if this is right or wrong. I've seen Katie Carson do this as well. Just add the additives first. So the colloidal oatmeal, I want to use a tablespoon, and I just always keep these same spoons in them. So I'm going to use a tablespoon of that, and then I also just want to use a little bit of TD in this. Some people will pre-dissolve these. I'm just going to use a teaspoon. So this one just has a teaspoon measurement in there. And I sometimes pre-dissolve them as well. But I mean, I've seen Ellen Ruth do this a lot, where she just puts it right in. The walnut shell powder, I don't know. I've never worked with this before. Tell me how you all add this. But I think I also want to add in just a little bit of mica. So I'm just going to do a little bit. I think just like a tiny, tiny bit of this brown. I don't want to turn it brown. I just want like a light tan. So I'm going to go real light there. That's like not even a half of a, let's do a little more. Ooh. Yeah, that's like probably half a teaspoon. And then I'm going to just, I should have done this earlier, but I'm going to just stick blend these. It will only take me a second. And then I'm going to add the lye water, and then the fragrance, and then the goat milk, and then the fragrance after. I'm just going to hand stir in the fragrance as the plan, since it accelerates. I've never worked with it before. Okay. Move you. I'm still like getting used to this whole filming setup, you all. Oh my gosh. But this is my zen. I really enjoy doing this. Also, I know my pot is way too big for this batch. I just tip it a little bit, and this is also a stainless steel pot, not aluminum. Aluminum and lye do not mix. Most of you here, I'm sure, already know that. Okay, I thought this was recording, but it wasn't. So I added another, so I've added now a total of 3 teaspoons of TD, and I added the walnut shell powder. I added about 2 teaspoons of this, and I really like the color of it right now, but that really doesn't mean too much with soap, as most of you know. So let's shoot the temperatures of these again. So this one is at 92 right now, and then the lye water solution is also at 92. So that is perfect. That's really ideal. So what I'm gonna do is what Katie Carson taught me. I'm just gonna give my lye water solution a little bit of a stir, and then I'm going to pour it down my stick thermometer just to break the fall. Now I'm just going to stick blend this to emulsion, maybe a light trace, and then I'll add in my goat's milk, and then I will stir in my fragrance. Okay, so one of my habits is that I often, since I'm still newer with soap, I will over blend, and this is, I believe, at emulsion, and I normally would go way past this, because like I'm always like, oh, what if it's not quite at emulsion? I think this is. So I'm gonna add in my goat's milk, 91 grams. And then I'm going to just give this a little bit of stick blending to a light, very, very light trace. And then I'm going to add in my fragrance. So I've got 112 grams of the Mahogany Shea by Candle Science, which does cause acceleration, slight acceleration. And I've never worked with it before. So this is really exciting. I'm going to just do a little bit of stick blending. Just kind of pulsing it. Isn't that beautiful? Let me bring you all down so you can see. Isn't that beautiful? It looks like a creamy, creamy oatmeal color, if you can see that. Okay, so I'm going to try not to do any more stick blending with this and just hand stir in my fragrance. Because yeah, I just love playing in the batter though. I'm literally like a 5-year-old. I need to get one of those things off to the side for my stick blender to sit in so that it doesn't harden the soap on there, because it's much harder to clean it when it does that. So I'm going to get my spatula that I use for stirring oils, not the one for the lye. I usually keep that one separate. I just like to be really careful with that. Okay, so I'm gonna just stir these. My God, this smells so good. It's Mahogany Shea. I really hope that it soaps well for me, because this smell in soap, that was actually like one of my initial impressions, I believe, with this fragrance, was how beautiful I thought that it would soap. Let's see if we're recording. This is one of my first times, so I'm like, am I even recording? Oh my gosh, this smells amazing. And I haven't even made my spray. I forgot I was gonna make my spray, and we're gonna have to do that. But look, you all, like, this batter is behaving really well. This is not, I don't notice this accelerating, but we also soaped at a really cool temperature well, I don't know, would you all consider that a cool temperature? I think we soaped at 92. But this is really, I could have done a lot with this, I feel like, because we're really good. I just like to test them a little to see. I just want to play around with this batter and see what it does. I know I could just pour it into the mold and be done with it, but just kind of want to play around a little bit here because I like to see. Because then I know for next time. And then you all know too. Like, what is it going to do? Look at this. This is really, really good. Wow. It smells so good. Okay. I'm just going to get this into the mold because this is incredible. And I'm not going to stick blend it. Wow. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So we are definitely, I just whacked myself with the ring light. We are definitely at like a light trace here. Let me see if I can move the camera. Okay, I hope you all can see that. Usually I line my molds like that so that I can do my spray. Now, I know this pot is really big, but we are gonna just pour this in. I got this pot at Target, by the way. It is stainless steel, and that's super important. Oh, it smells so good. Now I'm gonna let this really thicken up because I want to do a nice like top on this. I'm gonna probably have to wait a little. I should have tapped this. I'm gonna tap it down a little bit just for the heck of it. It's probably fine. I don't know if you all can see that color, but it's beautiful. I love it. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I am going to get my alcohol mix done here. Wait for this to thicken up a little bit, and then we will create the pattern. Sorry, I'm like shaking the camera. We'll create the pattern on the top, and then I'll put my little sprinkles on there, and then I will spray the beautiful, hopefully beautiful, light blue color that I want to do for the solstice on the top. Okay, so just to show you all, I just wiped this bottle down, but you just add some rubbing alcohol, your colors, and you shake it up, and you always want to like test spray it first. So I'm going to go do that really quick, make sure the color is good, and then we'll see if we can texture this top and then spray this on. Okay, I think the color is going to be really beautiful, and so I added this shiny blue and this magic gold. Now, I purchased these like 2.5, 3 years ago when I first started using micas, and I'm just using them up. I would recommend just purchasing the ethically sourced ones, and I'm sure you all already do this, but like Mad Micas and that kind of stuff, I believe are all ethically sourced. So when I restock micas, I will be buying from Mad Micas and not these on Amazon. I don't even know what these are, but I just wanted to use them up. And I'm gonna check and see. Oh yeah, this is getting really good. I like it a thicker trace though to do the designs that I want to do. I also just like playing in the batter. But yeah, I want that to get thicker. Let me just scrape the rest out of the container, and then I will. And another thing that I think is absolutely irreplaceable for making soap, at least for me, are these little containers that I get from the Dollar Tree. And I just use it as a rest for my spoons and stuff. And if I do my lye water, I always keep that one separate. But I love, love, love those spoon rests. You can get so many things. Katie Carson does like a whole video on it from the Dollar Tree for your soap making. This is the hard part, you all. Trying to balance this with one hand. I need to go to like Webstaurant and get those plastic containers, but I'm too lazy because I already have this pot. I'm like, no, I will just develop arm strength. So try to scrape every little bit out of my pot here. And then what I'm gonna do is, I always get this so messy. And I try to go around it a little bit, but I want it to like set up more because I want this batter a very thick consistency for my design. Well, it's not really a design, it's just like the gelato. I find that different fragrances can make it look a little bit different though, even if you use like the same technique. So yeah, it's still too, it's like a medium trace right now. I really need a thick trace for this. Okay, so we're gonna let this set up a little bit more and I will be back. Okay, so it's been like 5 minutes and I just wanted to check the texture again. And by the way, I just used like a plastic fork again from the Dollar Tree to do this. Yeah, it's still too loose. Yeah, I really need like a thick trace to be able to, well, it's kind of working. Actually, it's starting to work. Just want like a gelato. I play around with this for a really long time to get the look that I'm going for. Usually. So I just kind of follow the edge of the silicone mold around with my finger. Is what I do. It's so satisfying too. Like I love doing this, especially at night. Okay, so that is the final result. And then what I'm gonna do, I kind of like that. Like I feel like I don't need to do anymore. Actually, hold on a second. I want to smooth out. There's a few little bits and bobs. Yeah, so I just kind of want to smooth out a little. Really, you know, when you get to a point where you're like, I think I'm just gonna do more harm than good if I keep touching this. I think I'm at that point. So the last thing that I want to do is take this down to my floor on a little box that I reserved for this. And I'm going to spray our mica spray on there. And then after that, I think I'm going to add the snowflakes now. Should I add the snowflakes now? Yeah, because I want to like have the spray be the very last thing. But I think I'm going to add the snowflakes now. This could be a bad idea. Oops. Okay, I'm gonna have to clean that up later. Oh, these look so pretty. Oh my god, I love it. I got these at Walmart, by the way. I just want them like at the very bottom. They have like a mix of different like snowflakes and then like the little balls and then like the little, I'm dropping pieces. That's okay. And then like the little pieces that look like ice. And I want just like a little bit, not crazy. I hope you can see this. I feel like you can't even see this. I'm gonna try to zoom in. Just put it like that. And then, yeah, I'm gonna put some down here. Oh yeah, that's so pretty. I don't wanna overdo it though, because I'll usually keep going. And then it'll look overdone. But I just think I want maybe a little more because they're probably gonna come off too when I cut this. And you know when you're making soap and you just hear stuff hitting the floor? That's kind of the mood that I'm in right now. I'm just hearing the sprinkles, you know? Oh my god. So satisfying though. It looks so good. Can you even, yeah, hopefully you can see. Did you hear that? Oh my god, another one bites the dust. Oh my gosh, I love that. Okay, I almost don't want to spray the blue on there, but we need to because we made it specifically for this soap, you all. So hopefully it doesn't ruin it, but we are gonna spray on the blue mica, and I'm gonna show you all kind of how I make do with my sprayers, and sometimes I do ruin the soap, sometimes I don't. And just so you all can see, I just have that on the floor, and I'm gonna be spraying this spray on here that we just made. I'm gonna shake it up just a little, and then I'm gonna go in the bathroom and just spray a little bit of this into like the sink, because I want to get the first few sprays out of here so it doesn't like look bad. I hope this doesn't look bad, you all. I'm gonna go like a foot back. No, it's starting to clump, but I think it'll maybe be okay. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. Oh, it's because my sprayer is not giving me like a fine spray, but we're too far in now to go back. Oh, yes! Oh my god. Okay, should I stop? I think it looks good. Oh, I love that. Oh my gosh. I love that. Okay, I'm gonna stop because I always go too long. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm really excited. So I'm gonna pull this off. Probably should wait because I'm probably gonna get this on my mold. Yeah, okay, let me just wait like 5 minutes until some of this evaporates, and then I'll pull this off. See, I got a little bit too much rubbing alcohol on part of it, but I love this! I honestly can't wait. I'm just gonna very carefully, I just tape this down, but not super secure, so that I could, oh, I'm gonna ruin my mold. Yeah, no, I'm not. Have some confidence in yourself, dude. Okay. Yes! Oh my god, I'm so excited with how this is turning out. Oh my gosh. Did I actually make this? Oh my gosh, I am so... Oh my goodness, I am so happy with this. So, I'm gonna show you all tomorrow. Hopefully I'll be able to unmold this. Usually with my recipe, when I use this 24 grams, the sodium lactate, I will be able to unmold it the next day. But oh my goodness. All right, so it's the next day. Actually, it is 2 days later. Yesterday, the soap was just a little bit on the soft side. But let me see if I can show you all. And by the way, I don't really think you need gloves to cut your cold processed soaps. It's a good practice just to have them. But I've pH tested this stuff, at least with my soaps. And on day 2 to day 3, the pH would be about 10.5 to 11, which is kind of like a detergent. But let's see if you all can see this. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you can see how beautiful that oat texture is in there. The walnut shell powder did bleed just a little bit, if you can see that, where it looks like a little bit of a halo around some of the, I can pop these out here. We're gonna get a lot of sprinkles falling off, but that's just kind of the nature when you use these beautiful things on your soaps. They will kind of fall off a little bit. But oh my goodness, look at how beautiful this is. Now ignore the little sprinkles here. But look at how beautiful that texture is. Oh my gosh, I love that. So that's a combination of the walnut shell powder as well as the colloidal oatmeal. The colloidal oatmeal usually will give it a pretty grainy texture that to me kind of looks cozy, and I usually really like it. But the walnut shell powder I had never used before. I don't like the halos, the slight halos, but it's really not that offensive, I don't think. I'm just gonna wipe this off here and then we will get started. I'm so excited. Okay, and I usually keep a bottle of just all-purpose cleaner. Before I do anything with my soaps, I like to always have my table just cleaned and sterile so that I can set my soap right on here and there's no worry of any dust or any debris potentially getting onto my soaps. Some people have even said, you know, Alan, it's soap, but I think it's just really important to keep a nice clean work area when you are making your products. Okay, so I am going to get my soap cutter here. Should be back here. And I'm thinking actually I may just shave off a little bit here. Just a second, I'm gonna grab a knife. I do not like, I've never done this. I don't know if this is gonna work the way I'm thinking. Okay, yeah, it's working, kind of. I just got a little bit over the mold. And all of this kind of stuff I will save in my soap scraps container. And I'm actually gonna be donating my scraps, hopefully to Haiti, where they do not have like adequate supplies. And so what they do, according to my friend Nia, Nia Handcrafted is the one who has told me about this. They will just upcycle your soap scraps and turn them into bars of soap for people that don't otherwise have it, which I think is so cool. And I don't have the exact details because I've never done this before, but that's what I am looking at doing with these scraps, just so they don't get wasted. Okay. That worked out just as I was envisioning. So I usually put the botanicals down so that it doesn't, here we go, so that it doesn't, oh my gosh, drag into them. Okay, feels pretty soft still, but I'm gonna keep trying to do some cuts for you all. Look at this beautiful bar of soap. Oh my goodness. And just so you all can see how there's a little bit of overhang on the back. And again, something like that, I will just take like a knife. And what I do after I cut each bar is I just move it right down and then I will clean off my little cutter. And oh my gosh. It's beautiful. Look at that creamy texture. Oh my gosh, I love that. And then you can see on the top how pretty that is with the light blue and then the snowflakes and the sprinkles. And then we've got another just beautiful creamy bar of soap here. Look at that. I love it. So then what I like to do is just go around the sides of these with a vegetable peeler. Just so that when people use the soaps, they are not gonna get, you wouldn't really get cut, but it's just kind of not as nice when the sides are really sharp, because a lot of people will go with these bars and just rub them directly on their body. At least that's what I like to do. I just kind of go around the sides. This soap is a little soft, but that's okay. You could always just let it wait a couple of hours once you've cut it, or a day or two if it's seeming soft before you bevel. I have not found a vegetable peeler that I really like either, so if any of you soapers watching this have a suggestion for me, I need a better vegetable peeler.